Today's episode of Van Lathan's The Red Pill is brought to you by Showtime and the critically acclaimed series The Chi. The heart and soul of Chicago's South Side lies in its community. But when your world is a daily struggle just to get by, can you rise up, stand tall, and realize a better tomorrow? Watch as Ronnie, Brandon, Emmett, and Kevin confront the tough choices that will shape their futures in The Chi. Created and executive produced by Emmy winner Lena Waithe, a cultural superhuman being, an Academy Award winning Common, one of our finest minds in the history of entertainment. The connotation was off there. The Chi is created and executive produced by Emmy winner Lena Waithe, an Academy Award winner Common, two people incredibly talented and very important to the community. The new season of The Chi premieres Sunday, April 7th at 10 p.m. That is this Sunday only on Showtime. To try a month free of Showtime, go to showtime.com and enter the code REDPILL. That is REDPILL. This offer is for first-time subscribers only and expires May 6th, 2019. And while you're enjoying your free a month, don't just enjoy The Chi, which is a fantastic show with my man Jason Mitchell. Also, make sure and check out These Zamiro, my homeboys over there, redefining late night on Showtime. Showtime's got great programming. The Chi is fantastic. These Zamiro is fantastic as well. These Zamiro not part of this ad read, but they my guys, so they get the love. Welcome to Van Lathan's The Red Pill, where we give you the brutal reality of truth. On today's episode, we have Miss Diddy. Miss Diddy is a lifestyle ambassador, an influencer, a nightlife promoter, one of those connectors that's very important to get the branding and the access that you need to have an entertainment career here in Los Angeles. She is a black woman and an entrepreneur and an incredibly important member of the LA and really the nationwide and worldwide music and cultural scene. She's going to talk about what it's like being a black woman in that particular field, some sacrifices that you might have to make, and how she actually got to where she is right now. Very, very important convo with Miss Diddy. We're also going to talk about her beginnings and how she played a huge part in a big time song, really a classic song that I didn't even know she was on. So way before she was even getting into it, she was doing that. Sometimes how she has to deal with a lot of very important men and how they sort of relate to her, being that she is a sister doing this this work. And we're also going to have a conversation with her about women like her, the Echo Haddixes, shout out to Echo and the Karen Civils, and how we have to protect, nurture, and make sure that we are available to these sisters who are doing so much for us in the communities and in these entertainment fields. This podcast featuring Miss Diddy wasn't going to go up for another week. We have some great podcasts coming. We have Coleon Noir from the NRA. We have Brother Reza Islam coming up pretty soon too. They're already taped. They're in the can. They're coming. This podcast with Miss Diddy was actually going to go after some of those, but we moved it up because during this podcast, her and I, which was recorded last week, I think it was last week, right, Maddie? Her and I talked about our favorite and most beloved and important rappers on the West Coast, and you cannot have that conversation then, and you still cannot have that conversation now without mentioning Nipsey Hussle. We both just talked about how important Nip is to everything that's going on the West Coast, and how we both admired, revered, and loved him. Obviously, we lost Nipsey Hussle on Sunday. He was shot and killed outside of his Marathon clothing store by an as yet, at the time that I'm recording this, it's Monday, unknown assailant who fled after shooting him. Nip died very shortly after that. So the reaction to this has been obviously very raw. When everything started happening for me, one of the people that I reached out to and that I talked to and that I've supported and that supported me has been Nipsey Hussle. He's supported and always been available to talk, chop it up, or do whatever. It's a good man, good person, good guy. Upon hearing the news of Nipsey Hussle's murder, I did what I think a lot of people do, which is I wanted to go and speak out on what happened. I wanted to go and grab my social media, which is really, besides the work I do on television, the best conduit that I have to make my opinions and my heartfelt. And I did just that. I tweeted, because that's what we all do, is we tweet about things like this. Whether or not that makes a fucking difference or not, that's what we do. I actually tweeted out, aren't we all tired of this by now? Something along those lines. Are you guys, why are we tolerating this? Meaning this sort of violence that goes on. Is there something that we need to do? The tweet was something like that. I'm having trouble collecting my thoughts, so I can't really remember exactly what it said. And everybody got behind it. Oh, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And we all sort of had a big moment where we all emoted some of the feelings that we were having about Nip's passing. Because remember, when you're talking about the death of Nipsey Hussle, you're talking about the death of somebody who was more than an entertainer, someone who had a clear vision for his community and was working towards that vision. Someone who went in the studio, but then went out on the street. Someone who went to his concerts, but then went to try to have STEM programs to teach children technology in his community, so that we're not behind in the age of technology that we live in, right? To catch us up in that, so we'll have a leg up, to start early, to actually do the things that would change a community and not just say the words that you think might change one, which is something that people, including myself, have to be better about, putting your feet on the ground and doing the work. This is what Nip was doing, okay? Also in real estate, ownership. Buy where you're from to build a community that can thrive in the now. No hand-holding and kumbaya stuff until we can get to a better place. Buy it, fix it, make it beautiful, invest into it now. This is what Nip was about. This is what we lost on Sunday. Even some of the things he was doing with the Dr. Sebi documentary, highlighting things that we need to know about, luminaries that we need to know about. And shout out to Nick for picking up the mantle on that and running with it. So that's what we lost. Wasn't a rapper. Okay, it was a pillar. It was a father of two. It's an important man, an inspirational man, a diligent man, a thoughtful man, a spiritual and godly man, a man. That's what we lost. Just want to make sure we all know that. When I tweeted out everything that I tweeted out, I got one back that I'm going to read right now. Myron J. Rivers is the person that tweeted back to me. What's the plan? You're a leader and a voice of this generation with an enormous platform and an audience. What's the plan? So my tweet where I said, aren't we all tired of this yet? How long are we going to tolerate this? Was met with a direct challenge for someone who wants an answer. I think that that's the most important part of this is what's the answer to situations like this? I don't know, obviously. I don't know what the answer to dealing with a pattern of violence and a sort of never-ending cycle is, but I do know one thing. We've talked about a lot of different boycotts over the past couple of years. It seems to be a way to get people behind a cause, is to say what we're not going to engage into and what we're not going to tolerate and make it hit the bottom line of someone. That seems to be something that's worked or has at least gotten us talking. So I'm going to boycott something. And what I'm going to boycott is violence. I am now officially boycotting violence, something I should have been doing a long time ago. And I'm talking about the exact type of violence that you think I'm talking about. I'm talking about the violence that is romanticized, that has excuses made for it, that is almost, in a way, glorified by some elements of the culture and the communities that we come from. That type of violence. Because when I said tolerating it, It's exactly what we're doing. We're tolerating it. We're making it where these incidents are far too commonplace. Now, this is not to say that magically we're going to change every single thing that has been implanted and programmed into us overnight. That's impossible. I grew up in an area where people get killed. As a matter of fact, on this very podcast with Miss Diddy, we threw to a video of guys sort of repping the area of Baton Rouge that I grew up in, Gardere Lane, okay? The guys on the video, they're jumping around, they got AK-47s, they got 9s, they're showing all the guns, they're throwing up flags and all of that different stuff. They're armed, they're deadly, they want you to know it, they're killers, they're savages, they're beasts, all of those things. Killers, savages, beasts. It's what you want to be known as. A killer, a savage, a beast. That's what you are. Fine. And we laughed at it. I laughed at it, and I assure people that where I'm from, it's not like that. That I never saw those guys with those groups with all those guns, pointing them at cameras and jumping around and doing these things impromptu on the street. I never saw it, and that's true. I never did see it. But I did see other things. I saw caskets. We lost Tefford. We lost Delvin. We lost Jason. Crosstown, we lost George Temple. Something totally different. All of these deaths due to violence. All of these weird situations due to violence. Guys pop up. They're there one day. You're kicking it, playing video games with them, smoking, drinking, whatever. The next day, they're dead. And after that, they're dead. I remember me and my brother Gino just actually having a conversation one day when we were like 21 or 22 that what we really wanted more than anything in life was to live. He called me up, and the first things out of his words, shout out to Walter McLaughlin, was, I want to live. Question is, why are we dying? And why is death so commonplace? Why is death an appropriate consequence to things? Why is death and murder and mayhem an appropriate response to things? And if it's not appropriate, why are we tolerating it? If it's as bad as we all know that it is, why aren't we doing the things that we need to do to root it out? Part of the reason is because this ugliness that has been imparted on us is not natural to us. It's not who we are as a people at all. Not even 1 ounce of it. What we are as a people is a people that look into any situation and pull the love out of it and pull the beauty out of it. But at some point over the course of the X amount of years that we've had to figure out America, we've gotten used to too many things that really we shouldn't be getting used to. And this violence is one of them. Now, we're lying to ourselves if we don't come to terms with the fact that there are parts of us that have begun to tolerate, reinforce, romanticize, and almost in a way embrace these elements. Music, videos, whatever. I'm not going to demonize anyone, especially not out in public for people that are not from our culture to see. I'm not going to make demons out of anyone. But what I will say right now is that violence, that culture of violence, the sort of perpetuation of that violence, the normalizing of that violence, I'm done with it. So for the rest of my career, no matter where it takes me, if you got the Dracos in your music videos, miss me. I'm not supporting you. If you got guns everywhere, you're perpetuating how you're a killer and a savage and a violent person, miss me. I'm not supporting it. Not only am I not supporting it, but if it means that I have to do what I can do to marginalize that particular image, to save generations of black kids so they don't think the same way that my generation and me as well think, I'll do that. I can't tell you how many excuses I've made for some of the more violent and disgusting aspects of where I come from. It's the way it goes there. It's just kind of how things are there. You know, don't cross this person. They might kill you. Don't cross that person. They might kill you. Kill you. Kill you. Not fight you. Not argue with you. Not even clown you in front of everyone. Kill you. One of my favorite songs right now has a lyric in a song. I'm from the streets. You got to play with your life. With your life. Two kids. And a beautiful, talented, godly woman. A companion named Lauren London. Absent from their lives forever. I don't know what it was over, but I know it wasn't important enough to take them off the earth. A couple of weeks ago, a guy we all knew named Cliff. We all knew Cliff. Guy I hooped with, cool dude. Had someone stand over him and pump death into his body on his birthday. Questions everyone's asking. Why? How? Why did it happen? And now this. But this is not the first times we've heard these stories. They're not going to be the last times that we've heard them. The question is, how are we going to react? What are we willing to make uncool so that people can actually live without the fear of a quick, senseless, and unbelievably random death? It's a lot of people to blame for a lot of things. I never take my foot off society's neck. I never take my foot off mainstream America's neck, ever. I'm not going to pretend like things were invented by people who they weren't invented by. That's a fact. But the reality is that embracing this sort of violence, normalizing this sort of violence, making excuses for this sort of violence is wrong. And we can't do it for the sake of a good song. We can't do it for the sake of a good video. We got to have different and better standards. That doesn't mean hold somebody up, demonize them, don't try to understand them, make them out to be exactly what the rest of society thinks that they are. That doesn't mean that at all. But that does mean accountability. Accountability for the safety that we say that we want to have. Swift accountability. Actual accountability. And it doesn't just happen after somebody is gone that we loved. It happens every single day. And we have to be proactive about it. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to devote the rest of my life to dealing with this. To dealing with these types of images, these types of situations, the tenor of this, because there's a real cost. Never gonna see me standing up pointing at one person to boycott, making one person the villain, making one specific guy or girl, whatever. It's everyone, including me. Man, I get on this shit every week and I do my thing and I go home and I find something else to talk about. I go out there with them people and I do my thing and I go home and I find something else to talk about. There is no other subject than how we're living. There's not another subject that matters. There's not another subject that's worth talking about. The only subject worth discussing is how we're living and how we're going to live and how we're going to thrive. And if you think that we can do that, whoever you are, with this type of violence, with these types of stakes existing in so many communities where we are, I want to hear your plan. I want to hear how it's going to happen. Because this brother was building. See, he wasn't like me. His feet were in the dirt. He was doing his thing. He was coming out of the store that he owned in the community where he's from. Bust this. He didn't get rich and open up a shop in Beverly Hills. He didn't get rich and then open up a shop in Calabasas. He didn't get rich and then get to a place where you couldn't see him and charge you $500 for a shirt. None of that. He was in his hood where he should have been protected and loved and deified. And this happened. So it's bigger than the hood. It's bigger than him. It's us. And we didn't create it, but I know one fucking thing. It's going to take every single bit of our collective energy to undo it. And it's going to take us confronting some really, really tough things about ourselves. Got to be done. Trust, love, cultural patience, and cultural resonance. Forever. It shouldn't have started now with me. Should have started a long time ago. But it definitely is starting now with me. Okay? Nip, I know you can hear me. We love you. Your physical body has been taken. Your spirit is still here. And also something else. There were situations like this that happened everywhere. Probably yesterday and all last week, all last month, all last year, everywhere. In cities all over the place. Baton Rouge, Chicago, New Orleans, Richmond, Gary, New York, Atlanta, DC, Baltimore, Houston, Oakland, where this happens every single day. Those lives are no less important. Those worlds are ended as well. Some mama burying their baby over some shit he or she was caught up in, over some shit he or she might not had anything to do with. We take it, we put it in a song, and then we sell it to people who don't give a fuck about what kind of lives here that it impacts. Then we buy houses and cars and stuff like that and move out of the communities that are being impacted by what's going on. Nah. No more of that. And if you gotta do me first, do me first. Because the fake shit starts here, but it ends today. It ends today so that we can keep running the marathon. All right, we're gonna get to Miss Diddy now, but I'm telling you guys, and far be it for anyone to test my resolve, because it's real. If you are engaging in images that promote gratuitous, glorified, and romanticize images of violence against black people, you are the enemy of the advancement of the collective black culture and community. There is absolutely zero margin for discussion in that. Now, how long you want to be that is up to you. I'm complicit by not standing out front on it. How long I'm going to be complicit is up to me. All right, I'm out.
I have have been commissioned to stop using the phrase white people.
Well, we about to use it right now. White people clap for Miss Diddy. Why have you been commissioned? Why you want to stop using the phrase white people?
Because you can't use it. And I was using it too much. I was sounding like Minister Farrakhan.
Yeah.
And it's not right.
What's not right?
To use it.
What's not right about using white people?
It's not fair. Is it fair, white people?
They don't give a fuck about
Kat,
what.
tell the truth, Kat.
Like they do you think?
Does it matter who says it?
You're talking to white people about whether or not they got their own country. They don't give a fuck about what we say. They really don't care. Like
they don't care about what
Austin.
we say.
Austin, you're a cracker. No change.
That's crazy. If Austin's out in the streets, he's never gonna let that happen.
Austin's not gonna care. Austin's
not playing in these streets. I can tell.
Austin, you want me to tell you? You don't think Austin's not playing in these streets?
No, he's not.
Story time about Austin.
All right, now listen. I love story time. Sorry, Austin.
Story time about Austin.
Sorry.
I went to a premiere.
Okay.
Disney premiere. Huh?
Wait, a Disney premiere?
But this is the only Austin story, but this is what we have to tell. She doesn't think Austin's in the street. Yeah. Like, when I went to a premiere, Han Solo movie, shout out to Blogzilla.
Hey, Blogzilla.
I go to this premiere.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm coming back. I'm like, yo, I just got to see a Star Wars movie. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Everything's good. I pull up to a gas station on Sunset and like, I don't know, maybe like East Hollywood, not the nice part.
What?
And so like Sunset and like the 101 or something like that, because I'm getting gas and I'm heading back to downtown.
Like by the Kaiser Permanente?
Not that far.
Okay.
But like up
I was
a little
born
bit.
there.
Actually, it might have been Hollywood.
Boulevard? It's a little more sketchy.
Can't remember. It was a sketch area.
Yeah.
And I pull up there and I'm getting my gas and I see this dude like hanging around the gas station.
Wow.
Damn,
Austin.
man. That's fucking tough that this guy's on drugs.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm thinking to myself,
probably gonna give him some money.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this cat some money, let him wash my windshield. That's a young fucking dude.
Yeah, like he doesn't deserve to be out here. He's been trying.
And then he goes into the thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, my nigga. Is that motherfucking Austin? And then when I see him inside the thing, I see a lady. I keep saying this. There was a lady that had a dog, and Austin was trying to play with this lady's dog, and the lady was not fucking having it because Austin looked. He was high as shit. Now you say Austin don't be in these streets. You wrong, Austin. True story. True or false? All happened.
Listen, no
Austin
judgment. I got a question for Austin. Do you live in the streets? Like, it's not a
Austin,
judgment.
Does Austin have a mic?
Anyone that's homeless.
Oh, so we can hear them? Pick it up.
Austin, pick up the mic.
No, I don't live over there, but I was getting some snacks.
Do you
for
live
the way
in
home.
the
Why were you
streets?
Getting, also,
that
why
is
were
the
you,
question
also,
I
why were you
asked.
getting snacks? Because he was high on heroin.
Don't call this man high on heroin playing with a lady's dog.
He was high on heroin.
Wait, what type of dog was this? Was
like
it a small one?
Like a little poodle.
Honestly, I think she had a rat, if I can remember.
So you were on drugs because it was a
rat.
rat.
That was on her shoulder. Do you remember that?
My nigga.
Wait, now the lady had a rat?
I think
Austin was on drugs. I tried.
Austin. That was clearly a dog.
I tried, Austin.
See how high Austin was?
I'm not going to back you up on things like this,
That was clearly a dog, bro.
I can't have my name on the line.
I'm looking. You're thinking this, boy, you were fucked up. I'm looking at that like clearly. Austin's wild, I'm telling you.
I can't
So you never know who's in the street. But why don't you say white people, though? Because it's not fair to white people. You want everything to be fair to white people.
No, I don't. See how that, see, I'm trying to get out of that.
What?
Because I don't. I'm not. No, because it's all fair for them.
Right.
Everything's fair.
Tell me what would be the impetus to say, like, I want to stop using the term white people. That's it.
Because I had a conversation with someone very, very close to me after I said it, and he was just like, "Listen, it's just about the scoreboard. Just hadn't paid attention to the scoreboard." Because I was saying something in comparison to like. What I feel like a white person didn't respect like in terms of our culture
right.
and so I think we can't. I'm not gonna call you a white person, Kat.
But she white.
Kat, are you white fully?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are you?
Like German.
Oh, you're white.
That's super white.
Kat's German.
Uber white. So what I'm saying. So do you feel like is what you're trying to get at is that you want to see labels stopped being used to sort of generalize and talk about whole groups of people?
See, it was presented to me and it made sense, but
By a
not
white person.
by a black person, but not really.
Okay, man.
No, but not. I don't. But I still believe that there's important moments to say those things to differentiate the conversation and what you're really trying to get across, because there's things that we're trying to get across as black people, as a black person, or as a black woman. Like that's something that I say because I'm not a white woman,
Right?
And there's things that are different.
Right. So you know how I feel about this, and I'll be serious for a second. This is how I feel about this. So you can't in any way make a blanket statement about all white people. You just can't.
Totally.
You can't. You
Totally.
can't. However, if we're speaking historically in terms of America, right?
Yeah.
And things that have gone here, there are trends and similarities as far as whiteness has existed that have sort of defined American culture and the way black Americans and other people have been treated.
For sure.
And I think it's important to know what those things are so that you can then demand more of your own community and maybe change some dynamics. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's also opening the conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's opening the conversation so people can understand where people are from and the difference in the word. Like, where are you from, Kat? I'm sorry, I keep bringing you in. Kat is from Pennsylvania,
Right.
PA. Are you from the hood in PA? See, and so like those are, however she was raised, maybe, no, you know, your family's probably amazing, and learned behavior is something different than most likely how I was raised. So it's difference of worlds. And I think opening those conversations to understand, I think we get further, but I think it's just more conversations because otherwise it breeds a chip on our shoulder.
Okay. Well, that's fair. What I would say to that is that who you are is the makeup of a bunch of different things. Right?
Sure.
And conversation is always very important to determining who you are and like what you believe in. However, something else that's important is accountability.
For sure.
So if Kat or any of these other people, or John or Austin or any of these people, excuse me, were raised in a certain way, then they might have to be accountable for some of the things they're fishing around in their head.
For sure.
They're not really going to learn how bad things are until they're held accountable for their ideas and their actions.
How are they held accountable if they don't know? Let me unpack what I'm saying.
They're held accountable once they do know.
Okay, but when is the moment that they know? Maybe it's not a light off until I'm like, yo, Kat, let me share with you what I've actually been through. Or like, wow, you said that moment like that, but actually let me tell you what it's like for a black woman on this side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you can't be accountable for what you were taught or what you understand until you have knowledge of the other side as well.
Let me give you an example. Just hilarious.
Yes.
Okay. So
So explain to me what happened there, because I seen she was crying or something, but my phone was on mute. I was in the middle of meet.
Right.
I couldn't really.
So what happened with Just Hilarious was that Just Hilarious was getting on a plane. This is some weeks ago.
Okay.
I don't know when this podcast will be going up, but whatever, a month ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. Just Hilarious gets on a plane, and she's getting on the plane. She sees a man who is Sikh. He's wearing a turban. She equates what he's wearing to him being a Muslim. And she then says that she's afraid, and she uses her phone to zoom in on them. She's afraid, and then the video's cut because then she comes back and says, "Listen, I must not have been the only person that was unafraid because we're fully boarded now, and those people aren't on the plane." And she says she goes very aggressively, says that she's scared, she's human, she's afraid of these people.
Wait,
she's thinking that she's a Muslim. Now here's the deal. Does the fact that she has that idea in her head make her evil? No. But the rebuke of that and the consequence for it is insanely important, if for no other reason than the jumping off point of the teachable moment, right?
For sure.
So it's not like, and Just Hilarious, who has already been very contrite about this issue, and really, to be honest with you, I think very genuine in understanding how wrong she was, still needed that slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And white people got a lot of wrists.
So what? I don't like you.
We gotta slap them motherfuckers so they turn red. Because the good thing about white people is when you slap the wrist, I mean metaphorically.
I have.
But when you slap the wrist of a white person, they turn red, and you can see right away. You can see did change.
I slapped the girl that called me a nigga in Vegas.
Oh, for real?
I got banned from Caesar's Palace. I might still be banned.
You're
Smacked
banned
her
from
on
Caesar's Palace? Why'd she
yeah.
call you that, though? What did you do?
No. See, what's crazy
I need to hear the other side.
No, right. See, what's funny.
That was a
what's
joke, by the way.
Crazy
See how crazy that
that's
is?
the other side, right?
Yeah.
But
so she called you the N-word.
Yeah, what was crazy? My sister and I was like taking a picture. Somebody was taking a picture of me and my sister and I, the other girl that was with us, and so that girl, this white girl, like goes and like jumps in front of the picture. You know, like in the middle, we're kind of like, all right. I'm like, bro, don't do that, or whatever I said to her. You know. So she decides to come back and says whatever she says. And then that's what got her slapped up. And then the cops came and some more.
Right.
But it was like, for me, like, I've been called a nigga in school when I went to school with all white kids. You know what I mean? When I was younger. And, like, I've always been in a position where I was, like, the youngest black something, even in corporate world. So I've dealt with things. Dang, I don't want to say white people, but with like white people in particular, because they don't understand.
You fuck up your own thing.
You did, not just.
I made you fuck up your own thing. It didn't last 10 minutes. Let me ask you a question. You want to do a social experiment right now?
Okay.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 white people in this room.
This is so.
Of the white people in this
white.
room,
Aren't you Spanish?
No. See what I'm saying? You don't even know. Maddie is.
I'm not gonna open my mouth because I get very upset when a man calls me a white person.
See, Maddie's not white.
Maddie, Maddie, are you half white?
No, what are you?
Then he's half white, half Japanese.
He's Japanese.
Right. I would say he's white.
Japanese is
Maddie. Okay, let's say Maddie's not white. Okay. There are 4 people that got white shit
in them
in this room, right? Of the 4 people in this room that have it in them, how many of you guys have used the N-word before? Be honest. So John.
Oh, John, you be the first person I smack.
But here's the deal, though. You know what the interesting thing about that is?
What?
John married to a black woman.
Really?
Yeah. John
No way.
is down.
Currently.
So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So John is down. So,
Ain't it good?
So it is
Ain't
good.
it
John be
good?
telling me. John
Black woman ain't nothing like a black woman, boo.
John be telling me.
tell you the truth.
John comes in. I see John like sneaking Hennessy into his
Shut
drinks in the middle
up
of the day.
now with a red cup. It's a red solo cup.
John be in his bitch like, yo man, we getting lit. The fuck? John actually acts white for the office.
Right. But ain't that fun? Because they can play that role too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
God, I'm
White
white people.
I saw John wife. There was at the Christmas party. John smacked her on the ass.
Yeah,
like, baby,
John. Yeah.
baby, go over there. Go over there and get your man something. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, and I say all that to say, John, good guy, great guy, amazing guy, right?
Totally.
Whiteness in there. I'm sure his wife, and we've had conversations like this. I'm sure there are things that you learn from her that you would then learn.
See?
And right, but the consequence of those things is still very important. And by the way, not just from white people to black people, from men to women.
Totally.
Like men need to understand the reason why the moment we're in right now is so important is because men need to understand that there are now going to be swift consequences and repercussions for all your fuck shit. Now let's get to this real quick.
I want to unpack
First of all,
that.
are you wearing a Rolex?
I am wearing a Rolex.
I gotta call it out. Every time somebody comes on this fucking show and they stun on me.
I'm not stunning.
And now she's fucking polishing the Rolex. That's a
no,
Shinola.
because I've been working.
Oh my God.
I need
so
to
she's
get
wearing a
it.
Rolex. So listen, a lot of the audience might not be aware exactly who you are and what you do.
I know, we kind of just got into
whatever.
this.
Tell them who, because we about to talk about this.
My name is Miss Diddy. From Compton, California. Cat. See, I'm from Compton.
Right.
Cat. It's not the suburbs of the PA.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. I'm a servant of the Lord.
Okay. How do you serve the Lord? Like, what do you tell?
How do I make money? No,
Yeah. She a big deal. She's trying to play it down.
You know what? It's hard. I don't even know how to explain like what I am or what I do. I do so much.
Now let me tell you something. If you don't tell people what you do right now and you wearing a Rolex, everybody gonna think you're moving powder. So
I don't mind the thought of that.
Wow.
I just want to say.
No. But you are seriously a very important person in town.
Thank
you
you.
are a brand ambassador, a connector of people.
I am a connector of people.
You do all of these things. Actually, recently featured by Forbes. Give it up for Miss Diddy. For all of the entrepreneurship and stuff that you do.
I am an entrepreneur.
You are.
I own a marketing agency called The Brand Group. In that, there's a lot of components. I'm technically I'm a publicist, lifestyle specialist, promoter. I run nightlife. There's a lot of elements that go into that outside of just being a promoter. Although I still say that because I respect the business of promoting.
Sure.
some of the greatest came from that world. So, but yeah, I just evolved into this great butterfly, I think.
So in dealing with that, you deal with a lot of powerful, famous,
Yes.
very, very, very important people, especially to the people around them. A lot of them are men.
Yes.
What is it like being
Deal
a
with
woman,
more men than
more
anything.
specifically a black woman in an industry like that?
You know what? For me, okay, I have 2 older brothers, right? So like my first relationship in life really was with a man outside of my mom, right? So like I think that I have a good chemistry with men in general. And I respect men, so I'm not one of the women that are like F all dudes and like all dudes are like this or whatever. So there's an honor and respect that I have for men initially, and I think that it levels the playing field for me to be able to have good relationships with them. Okay. But I'm a very respectable woman, and I demand respect, and I don't play about that. Right. So I don't deal with a lot of things that other women deal with, and I've always had a very entrepreneurial mindset, and I've always kind of lived in that space. So I never felt like I need any man to do X, Y, and Z for me to act a certain way for you to treat me better or something. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And I think that's what's tough in this business, because women go in it with like, it's a male dominating industry. It's like, I don't think like that, because I'm actually flyer and harder and work harder than a lot of the guys.
Right. Have you found that most of the men that you've dealt with, because the reality is that these guys are rappers, they're athletes, they're entertainers, and these are gentlemen who most of the time don't have the best reputations. I mean, first of all, this is a generalization, but most of the time don't have the best reputations in terms of being patient, thoughtful, and sometimes even respectful with women. Have you experienced any of that, or for the most part, have you been able to sort of avoid that?
You know what? I would like to dig deep and say that I have, but I can't say that I truly have. Not anything to the extent where I would be like, it would traumatize me, because I could check a dude quick.
You wanted to say the N-word
so bad.
Why didn't you say it, man?
That is rooted for me in my growth.
Like, no, but like it's the N-word is ours. You say it if you want. Yeah.
Because I checks niggas quick.
You checks niggas quick.
And it's known. It's an understood
John's probably said
fact.
that same statement before in his
John,
past.
you have said that. I heard you.
By the way, we'll never show John's face now. like John is just like we'll never.
5'9".
People gonna be asking me who N-word John is for the rest of the time. That we'll never show John's face, because John is my man. I know that's a good guy. Because the rest of them, everybody in this room, if I would look at this room right now as far as the white people, it's 4 for 4 in N-words. Everybody here said the N-word
Japanese and white.
Right, well, Japanese and white. You've said it before. You like hip hop. You like.
He definitely Austin for sure.
Austin. What do
you mean his name's Austin? He was petting a rat.
Austin, like Austin gonna listen to that 50 Cent,
what Austin's doing.
That first 50 Cent album on the way home, and it's gonna be 15 N-words before he gets to the fucking 10 freeway.
Such a great album.
Before Austin hits the 10 tonight, he gonna say 10 N-words. 10. Straight up. And straight up.
Austin, let me ask you a question. Who's your favorite hip hop artist?
Of all time?
Rapper. Not we'll do of all time and then of this generation.
Currency.
Yeah, Austin's a real head though.
Oh.
He's a real head.
Tell me why really quick.
I don't know. I just started listening to him when I was young, and still listen to him.
Have you met
fly.
him?
No, I haven't. I've seen him a few times.
I gotta be real with you. I've never met Currency either.
Oh no, we got Currency. I'm gonna call him.
I've been listening to Currency literally.
He's a great lyricist.
I mean, we're going back to almost 15, 20 years. As far as
for sure.
At least 15 when he was, because I'm from Louisiana, so when he was bouncing around, like doing that, I've been listening to him and like never met him. Just like I know a bunch of people who know him. Shout out to DJ Kelly Green. I know a bunch of people that know him, but I don't never met him.
Nah,
before.
Currency, that's your call. You gotta come up here. I'm
Currency real. So
come on, Louisiana.
There's a lot of talk right now about people paying their dues.
Okay.
How did you get to the point that you got to in this?
Pay my damn dues. You know what? I work very, very hard. And I work very, very hard very often. Right. And what I'm learning is that I think I make it look really easy. That's a very cliche way of saying things, but I'm learning that I make things look far too easy, and it's not that it's that. Right. It's just that's my ability to make it look easy. But I've paid plenty dues. Like I end up
Where'd you
running
start off
nightlife.
at?
But for me, my own career, I started when Kanye started Good Music.
Oh, okay.
So when Kanye started Good Music after the
started me
first
off, too.
album.
Kanye.
Man, do I know that?
Kanye gave me my shot too.
Are you about to make it? Why is everyone laughing in the
Because
room?
I'm obviously referencing
right
the
there.
Kanye moment out here.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's not true. I know, because I'm thinking about, man, you're a legend. What are you talking about?
You're thinking about like before that, yeah, but really,
Yeah.
let's be
No,
honest.
but yeah, that's a great. No, that's
Nigga
not a
came
start. That's a great in middle moment.
Right. So you started off with good music.
Started off with Good Music. John
This was out here.
Monopoly.
Oh, shout out to John Monopoly. He's coming to the podcast pretty soon too.
Yeah.
So that's out here in the West Coast though.
Yes, out here in the West Coast. But yeah, he always lived out here. So
Right.
after first college dropout, I was on college dropout, little ghetto girl on workout plan.
You were in that video?
The extended version. So the workout plan, the skit in the beginning.
Right.
Like, hey, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, I never knew that.
I never bring that up, but people
What's
like,
up,
no.
girl?
Yeah.
I never knew that, man.
The bootleg queen. So
I'm the bootleg queen, the bootleg for $3.99.
Exactly. So
That's
that
you
was
saying
me.
that?
Yeah.
Damn, I never knew that before.
Got a Grammy off of that thing. Cat loves me.
Yeah.
She's a white girl that loves.
Well, but you're not.
You gotta put extended version. That's crazy. If you
Are you in this video?
The extended version, because it does the beginning.
This says the long. This is the long version right here.
Little X, shout out to he was Little X, then Director X did that.
Director X now because he did. Shout out to Superfly.
See, that's my cousin Audra, my homegirl Simona.
Oh, look at
That's crazy.
Right,
Can't believe that's brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's she at now?
She
Anyway,
was with me. That's my cousin. She was with me last. Oh no, she's in DC waiting on me.
So you started here and you're this was your deal, and then how did you build up?
Well, I started in the West Coast promotions for their promotion side.
Right.
So it was just a natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
I always worked in corporate, so I was in the insurance field. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I love corporate, but I've always been my friends don't want me to say this, but like the popular girl. So like I knew everybody. I went to school here. Like, I've always had this personality. So when I started promoting,
Which in LA
it made
is
sense.
such currency.
Yeah, for sure.
If you popular anywhere else in a different, it's 3 places in America, well really 4, where being popular can actually make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
LA, Miami, Atlanta, New York.
That's that's
It-
true.
But if you popular in Baton Rouge,
It don't really matter. Shout out to Baton
it
Rouge.
matters while you in high school. It matters while you on the
But
yard.
not when
but
you
then
go-
after that,
Damn,
you go to
homie.
like niggas working at AutoZone.
High
Shout out to
school, you
AutoZone.
was the man,
but like,
homie.
you know what I'm saying? But like if you are actually popular in those 4 different places,
You can turn it
turn
into
that
a business.
actual
That's what
making a lot of
happened.
money. Yeah. So that's what you
crazy.
did.
So yeah, like the lockout happened, the NBA lockout happened actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I always remember that point because that's when I started promoting.
Okay.
So my homeboy was like, "Man, you want to come do this party with me tonight? And I'll give you $500 cash and just bring the girls." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But I didn't know it would turn into like something. But I've always been a big marketing head. So when I went to the club, and I didn't drink, so I'm like, this needs to be like this. This needs to be like this. So I just my brain started working like that, and it turned into something that I loved, and went on to brand some really dope nights. Supper Club Tuesdays, Toxic Day Party.
Been there, all of them.
I know you have a
all
lot.
of
Friday Night at Sarah's started that. I mean, there's so much. The brunches out here. Brunches never happened until me and LA's Finest started that out here. Started actually at Zen Lounge, which I don't want to talk about. But yeah.
Shout out to Dwayne.
Shout out to Dwayne. I got my money stolen out my purse at Zen Lounge.
Did you?
For New Year's one year. So I would never.
Shit happens. I tell you one thing though, Zen Lounge when it was open had the best catfish in LA.
Low key chicken wings too. I don't even eat chicken anymore, but they were really
You don't eat
good.
chicken anymore?
Nah.
Why? What happened?
It's not it. Well,
Are you vegan?
I'm pescatarian.
Wow. So you really are going Hollywood on us.
But you know what? I had to
Damn.
start eating like steak again because I got super sick. I got iron deficient, and super sick.
You from Compton. You need your fried
Right,
chicken.
clearly.
You
No,
need-
I'm not eating chicken
Yeah,
again.
you need your
It's-
chicken. You from
but I
Compton.
need my steak.
You need your chicken. So at some point you start working more directly with artists though.
Yeah, it made sense. You know, artists like, yo, Diddy, we want you to head this marketing plan up, or this, I'm releasing this project, this album, this single. Like, what's your thoughts? It just happened kind of that way. And then a lady named Taz brought me on management team to do tour managing for Omarion before they start back with B2K.
Icebox.
Yeah, and O and I grew up together when we were kids since we were 5. Went to elementary together and stuff.
So, like, be honest, you grew up with Omarion.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you look at Omarion and go, yo, man, this nigga dances way too well to be my friend?
To be what?
To be my friend. Like,
Yo, first of all, FYI, he's always danced that well since he was 5.
You can't just learn that.
He used to backflip up the whole...
I wasn't making that up. I'm sure that like when
he's
Omarion
so
was like 3.
No,
he
for
was,
real.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was dancing his ass off.
No, man. It was always natural. Was never taught, learned anything. And he really loves the art of dance because he'll dance anywhere. Like, that's a real thing.
Let me ask you a question. At the height of his dance.
I hate him right now.
At the height of Omarion's dancing skills. Because me and my brothers argue this all the time. And my brother's going to jump out the window. All respect to Chris Brown. All respect to Chris Brown. At the height of their dancing skills, I submit that Omarion was a better dancer than Chris Brown. Look what we got. Look what we got. Omarion dance. Look at this nigga. This is a backflip.
I'm telling you.
Listen.
Oh, hey.
Listen. And this is not. Chris Brown is a fantastic, amazing,
He's an incredible
and right
dancer.
now he probably had more dance longevity. I haven't seen Omarion cut up in a while, but the height of the dance,
100%.
Omarion to me was at the height
100%.
of the.
You also have to remember that Omarion is the original part of this generation.
Right.
You forget, like, O was out before
Chris and before,
you know what I mean?
By the way, people gonna watch this and be like, Van shitting on Chris Brown.
No.
Chris Brown is a
He's
fucking
phenomenal.
fantastic dancer.
He's phenomenal.
But I mean, and right now he might have taken
like,
it.
it's in the range.
But when
it's in the range. Like, once you start flipping in the range.
But when they was both at the top of their dance, like back in really strong 08, 09, 11, and all of that, I felt like I was partial to Omarion, man.
Yeah, he always.
Look at Puff out there.
The
doing
thing
his
about.
thing. Shout out to my man.
Shout out to the king.
Yeah, look at Mario.
Mr. Combs. He better bow.
Bang,
That's the whole
bang.
thing.
I'm
Come on,
telling you.
Jamie.
Yeah, the whole deal.
That's around the whole.
So I want to move to something real quick,
Yes.
because if we start watching these dance videos, it's gonna fuck up the podcast.
No, seriously.
Because we're
gonna keep going. No, yeah, because you.
We're gonna be all the way back to Michael Jackson dancing machine
yeah,
videos
yeah.
going back. We're gonna go deep. So there's been a conversation that's been being had recently about women that are sort of in the space that you're in.
Okay.
I'm talking about women like Karen. Shout out to Karen.
Yeah.
Yes, Jules, women like this, right? You made a sound, that's okay. And about sort of the way that everyone operates inside of this space. And certain people have criticisms about the way other people are doing things, and that people have been saying each other's names in public.
Yeah, I see. Here's what
I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to diss anybody.
No.
I'm saying, what do you think about the climate?
See, here's the thing. I'm from Compton, right?
Right.
So a lot of even women that are in this space, they not from the same type of places. And when I say that, I mean this. I deal in real life.
Right.
Like, my work and job is in this space, but I'm a real, like, I deal in real life. Don't say my name. Like, we gonna have to have some other discussions.
Now, let me translate what she's saying.
Yeah, sorry.
Bitch, I'll pull up on you.
No, it's a quick
No, like,
it's
that's
a no. Right hand to
that's-
the God that I
that's-
serve. I had to pray against that type of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I don't mix around, because that means something. Like, we gonna have to have you gonna have to come. We gonna have to talk
Because
face
it's
to
love.
face.
It should be, because out here in LA, it seems like as if there's love, man. Shout out to Echo. Shout out to Karen.
Oh, shout out to Echo.
It seems
shout
like
out to Karen.
it seems like you got that. It's all.
No, it's love. Me and Karen just did London on a the track's birthday last night. We're together for this whole week for prep.
Delightful people. So where do you feel like, for some people, the negativity comes in?
Here's the thing. Privately, if you have discussions and there's things that happen and you need to air things out, by all means. When it becomes public, it's just tricky. It's tricky, you know? And I think that it just comes from a natural... First of all, we're all insecure. That's what people don't like to admit. It doesn't matter. We're all insecure. I think Kat is beautiful. She might think I'm beautiful. Maybe not. But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a natural insecurity that we all carry. And when you work in this space, you're 10 times more insecure because it's like, well, am I still on top? Am I doing enough? Do I look, does it look this way? Am I still killing it? Like, it's a lot of things that you're mentally going through yourself. So if you don't stay tunnel vision and focus on what you got going on, that's when you start talking about people negatively because you're just naturally jealous of them. But one thing I'm not gonna stand for, I protect black women. Now that's something I don't play about that.
Right.
I don't play about that because now it changes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you gotta protect black women.
Yeah.
Because we take hits that nobody else takes.
Right.
We take hits that white women don't take.
Yeah.
We take hits that black men don't take.
Yeah.
We take hits that men don't take. Or other, you know what I'm
You
saying?
take hits that black men
We
don't.
take hits that black men don't take, and we still we still have to protect y'all.
Right.
And the hits that we take, and sometimes the hits be from y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that we have to carry and hold on our backs and still be poised and still be graceful and not be aggressive. And you're able to say, you're being aggressive. I get that all the time.
That you're being aggressive.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, I'm not. I'm just saying what I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm not being aggressive. I'm being assertive, and I'm just. And if I am aggressive, then that's the energy that you getting too.
Right.
So, I think you got to be careful with that because I handle stuff different. I don't. And I also think that. Because I'm a respect person. Everything for me is boundaries, respect. I live, eat, sleep, breathe it. I don't care where I work.
Right.
So respectfully, if you have something to say or there's an issue, you better talk to me first.
Right. Maddie, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look up real quick how many people there are in Compton.
Over 100,000.
Population of Compton?
Over 100,000.
Just how many people are in Compton?
That's what the population of Compton is what you're asking, right?
Oh, he's saying that you're not smart like him.
All jokes aside, dog.
He said
why are you playing me?
He said that you're not smart like him.
Yeah, how many people, the population of Compton? See what I'm saying?
Shout out to the mayor of Compton, Asia Brown.
Oh, shout out to Asia.
Shout out to my sister. That's my big sister.
I would love to have Asia Brown.
Okay, I'm gonna have that.
Yeah, shout out to her. Because I want to ask a question specifically about Compton.
Okay.
97,000.
97,000 people
Right
in
under
Compton.
100,000.
97,000 people in Compton.
We're a major city, though.
Major city. 97,000 people in Compton. 97,000 people. Yet, if I start listing off successful people that are from Compton, the list goes
It's
so
crazy.
long. It's so varied.
Yeah.
It's so wide-reaching.
It is.
So many different fields,
Yeah.
from Anthony Anderson's
Yes.
to Kendrick Lamar's
Yeah.
to Dr. Dre's
To Ava.
to Ava.
Brandon Jennings.
Aaron Aflalo from sports, the arts, politics, all it. But you know who else is from Compton?
Tamar.
You know who else is from Compton? Kevin Costner. No bullshit.
I feel like I know that.
Kevin
for some
Costner
reason.
from Compton.
I feel like I know
True
that.
story. Now, so when I'm
There were white people in Compton.
back in the day, Austin,
And-
chill.
God.
So
Find 'em at the gas
let me
station.
ask you a question. A lot of people, like, what is it about Compton that so many successful people have come from there, and so many successful people continue to come from there?
I don't know. Honestly, I think that, God kind of sits there. And I'm not saying he doesn't sit anywhere else.
Costner was born on January 8th in Linwood and
grew up in Compton, California. Costner, what's up?
Kevin Costner is
I'm
from
about to
Compton.
find Costner.
You know what?
You need
And
to
by the
come
way,
back.
Kevin Costner, bro, leave this up here. Kevin Costner, you could rep Compton a
Wow.
little harder, dog.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, you
the
could
mayor
rep,
ain't
like,
seen you, bro.
I never saw Kevin, with the straight out of Compton.
Yeah.
You could rep
But we got
Compton a little
Soldier Boy
harder.
out here saying he's from
Exactly.
Compton. You see what I'm saying,
Right. Kevin Costner, man, Compton's own. We gonna hold Kevin Costner
Accountable.
Hey, we're gonna start a movement right now.
Accountable.
Right, accountability. We're gonna hold Kevin. Go back up to this picture, man. We love you, Kevin Costner.
We love you.
You ain't never said no fuck shit.
No.
And now that we've said that, he'll say some fuck shit next week.
That's okay, we'll see.
But this is Kevin Costner right here. Kevin Costner, come home, dog.
Come home.
You feel like this is from
Move
Compton.
move
Come home,
the cursor
bro.
out of
Yeah,
Kevin's
come
eye.
home. Come home, Kevin.
Kevin, you look like you want
Could
to
be.
come home.
Yeah,
you look like you want to come
wanna be
home.
Like, yeah.
So
He was, by the way,
we don't mind coming get
he was
you.
in Hidden Figures doing his thing. Looking out
Right,
for
why
black
he didn't
women.
say it during the press run?
Kevin, come home,
Kevin.
bro. Kevin Costner, bro. We're gonna
missed
get a movement.
opportunity.
We're gonna get a movement started right now to
Kevin
bring
Costner's
Kevin
from
Costner to Compton.
Home.
Bring-
You got to say home.
Bring Kevin Costner home.
Home, yeah.
So tell me, man, is there something in the water? What are we missing?
I don't know. It's a strong city. It's a good city. And, there's a lot of elements in it that make make it what it is. You know, I go to church in Compton still every Sunday, Greater Zion, and I don't know, we're just a good city, man. Serena and Venus.
I haven't left them out. The greatest. I haven't left them out. There's
God,
so
you just got me thinking.
many people that come from there. You start to wonder.
City.
You start to wonder now.
What's happening?
One thing that I do think goes on in a place like that is that once you, and this happens everywhere, right? This even happened in Baton Rouge, right? So Baton Rouge hip hop really exploded once Boosie got on because brothers in Baton Rouge saw, yo, I could actually get on for rapping. Before Boosie, we had this guy named MC Nero, and he had a song, and
What's the song?
The song was called "Got a Lot of Respect." And
How it go? Give me the hook.
That shit was, it was got a lot. A fool named Nero. That shit don't get me started with that shit. Man, play that MC remix.
We're all pointing.
Well, do we have sound on this?
No, we don't.
Damn, man.
But you could sing along.
Nah, I'm not doing that. See how you trying to fuck me up?
So it could be.
But MC Nero used to be. MC Nero was the man, and we had Young Bleed as well. And so we had people. But when Boosie really blew, then that's when Webby came and Kevin Gates came, and then people Adam Dollars and all of these guys like that. They started blowing up and Box and all of Royale and all of those guys.
Shout out to the home team. Hey,
MC Nero.
MC Nero.
I got a lot of respect.
Got a lot of.
That's
I got a lot.
MC Nero.
Was it kind of like yeah? Was it close to that?
A little bit, but it's like way before this. This was like 93.
But I'm saying, was it close to like that type of cadence?
That's the way we did.
I want to make sure I'm rapping it right.
You see this club right here? This is Baton Rouge.
He thought the W though. What would the W be out there?
Because it's from the west side of Baton Rouge.
The west side of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, look.
White people, there are sides.
Yeah, to Baton Rouge. Yeah,
to hood.
I'm from South. Me and Boosie from South Baton Rouge.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look, this is where I'm from. Actually, pull something else up. Put up Gardere Lane in Baton Rouge. I want to show you.
How do you spell that? We want to make sure.
Gardere. Gardere Lane. Pull up that. That's where I'm from.
Oh, Gardere. You want to? Yeah.
D-E Gardere. Gardere R-E. Gardere Lane. Go back.
I told you he wasn't going to be able to spell it.
Click that.
What about the Christians?
This is where I'm from.
Yeah, G Lane on the gang.
A.K.A. Pakistan.
On the gang.
By the way, let me tell you, Hermiton Subdivision is where I grew up.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Is that the projects?
Well, yeah.
Technically.
No, like Hermiton Subdivision.
You can't laugh. See, that's something
y'all
you
laughing
guys
at
can't
that.
laugh.
Hermiton Subdivision. Look at these niggas. By the way, let me tell y'all something. This is not like this. Like
what? What do you mean it's not like that?
Okay, so it's a I'm gonna put this out. So this is a video of Gardere Lane in Baton Rouge where I grew up with niggas carrying AK-47s.
Yeah, and somebody's auntie.
And somebody's mama. I used to get my hair cut. Knockouts Barbershop was right over here. This nigga got a Glock. I've never seen 40 dudes outside a fucking place with
at one time.
This has never happened. Don't let these guys stun on these communities. That piss me off. Look at this dude.
The screen mask. Where did he get the screen mask from?
Right.
I don't know where to buy that.
At some point, my dude Thomas is gonna show up in here, and I don't know.
Oh, he has two guys. No, it's one. It's left hand, right hand.
Yeah.
Okay, he's turning it so you can.
So you can see that this right here is not. This never happened. Hermitage is a subdivision. They're homes. There's like a community center and shit like that. Anyway, but we ain't got no famous people besides CeeLo.
Well, you know what? Everybody from my godfather is a huge legend icon from Louisiana, but from New Orleans.
Who is he?
His name is Leo Nocentelli, lead guitarist of the Meters. You ever heard of the Meters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So everybody got roots back there.
Everybody got roots.
Yeah. Do you since you're in the industry, do you mess with dudes in the industry? Not really?
Not technically. I have.
You have messed with guys in the industry? Rappers?
No.
Rappers. Game.
Kind.
What year did you date Game?
No, actually, I'm the only one that's never
dated Game. Shout out to Game.
Shout out to Game.
That's my homie. You out here in these streets,
I'm the only woman that has
Game is not. Game is a go to the club like, oh man, you know Game? Get away from me, man.
Right.
But Game is a volume. Game
That's my homie.
They do their thing out here in these streets.
It's a couple more.
Right. So, but do you have a rule about messing with guys in the industry?
No, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm. How does that work? Being that you're so tethered to these different things and these brands.
That's what's tough, man. You know what it is? I like intelligent men. Mm-hmm. So that can land anywhere. I don't like men that are dumb. Like
Right.
I like really like intelligent men.
Right.
So I
You
like.
feel like you don't have the proximity to that in the business that you're in?
No, yeah, I do. Like I date someone that's in the business
Right now,
Yeah,
smart guy.
currently, and extremely intelligent, and that's a factor for me. I have to have a man that can teach me,
Right.
or like guide me, because I'm the teacher in so many things. I'm the leader in so many aspects of my world.
Right.
So I don't want to be like, of course I'm there to teach as well, but if a man can't teach me anything, he has no use for me. in
That's a good
relationship.
rule of thumb just for people, period.
Yeah, totally.
Any friend that you have or any associate that you have or any person that you're around, if you can't learn anything from them,
It's stupid.
It's
wasted.
It's ridiculous. Like, so we do this podcast, right? Me and Maddie do our thing. A lot of these innovations, they come from Maddie, man.
Come on, man.
I'm seriously, a lot of these things come from Maddie. You know what? Maddie feels underappreciated a lot of times. You got to give it up for Maddie real quick, man. A lot of these things, they come from Maddie. So it's very important, professionally and personally, to have people around
Totally.
to do that. Now, do you feel like that had you dated more guys in this industry, that the perception would have been in some way that you got
Potentially.
to where you were?
Yeah, and that's what I have to be careful of, because I am around a lot of men.
Right.
And I have a lot of male friends. So I'm very particular about perception, perspective, how things are viewed and perceived. I'm big on that. I've always been that way. So I think I do a pretty good job. But I also like when I tell women, you can only do what you want to do when you become a boss.
Right.
If you're not a boss, you can't do all of that. But if you're a boss, you could do you can date whoever you want, as many as you want if you're a boss.
Right.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
And you can't if not, because it could look a certain way. If you care about that.
Right.
Now, before I became a boss, I couldn't be doing all that.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to date whoever back, I could do it all right now. And who's going to say something?
When you say you're a boss, like, what does that mean?
I hate that. I hate saying that because
it's okay. No, it's all good. You are, but like when people, there's a lot of people throwing that word around.
Yeah, that's
right
why I don't
now.
like it.
So what does that mean to you?
I think it's a certain honor and revere that people have for you.
Okay.
So it's not just self-proclaimed.
Right.
Because people self-proclaim it all the time. Like,
Right.
or the technicality of it is like, I have employees that I pay, and
Right.
I have a company that I have company. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
technicality of it is taken care of.
Right.
But I think that it's how you're also perceived. It's
The true meaning of that.
Yeah.
Boss, leader, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. And that you've done something that signifies, that's significant enough that it showcases that.
Right. So you can't be out here saying that you're a boss without really having anything.
No, it has to be fruitful.
And it's a process. Do you think it's fair that women have to be considerate? Because men that do these things in these situations, they don't give a fuck about if people think that they're having sex with all of these girls. Do you think it's fair that women have to be
Is it
even
fair?
concerned about
No,
things?
but it is it what it is? Yes. And I think that while I'm a rebel at heart and I believe it, and all those things, certain things buck in the system. It's like, for what? Just be a lady. Because I believe in God too, so I believe in order. I believe in the order of a man, a woman, and all of these things. So that's important for me.
Do you believe
as well?
Do you believe in a woman's submission to a man?
100%.
Really?
What?
You know what's funny?
Yes.
I don't even believe in that.
I do, but there's element. It's not just you submitting to a man. I'm not, because I could have been dating a man or talking to a man, and he doesn't get the piece of me that somebody else that deserves that piece of me. I'm not talking about sex. I'm
Right.
talking about the submission part, or that sweetness part. Not every man can say that they get that, so it has to be worth it.
Why do you feel like that's important, that part of it? Like
The submission?
Yeah.
Because it's important to be a woman. Like, in so many parts of my life, I'm this leader. I'm this assertive person. I'm this person that's making decisions that affect not just me, but everyone around me and things like that. And I'm in this space more often than not.
Right.
I want to be a woman. I want to be a lady
Right.
with a man.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
That's why even for people be like, "Dude, you probably date somebody that you can run all over." I would never date someone that I could run all over.
Right.
I don't want to live in that space
You know what's
100% of the
crazy?
time.
What's crazy is I understand precisely what you mean, but there are people that are going to hear what you just said and maybe be a little bit offended by
For
that.
sure.
They're going to be like, "Oh, she's saying that." I don't know. That's not. I'm
No,
not going to
say
do
it,
that
go.
voice. I'm not even going to do that voice. They're going to say that you're saying that a woman has to submit to a man, and then in some way, that is an attitude that we should be moving past. What would you say to those people?
I don't believe we should move past other people, because strength is also in meekness. You know, and meek is
And
having
strength
your
is in the
power under
ability to
control.
submit, yeah.
And meek is having your power under control. Like Bible says, a meek will inherit the earth because it's a way you do things.
Right.
So like, if I'm with someone and he's strong in all his might, why do I need to puff up next to him?
Right.
That's stupid. I'm tired. I want to sit and put
Right.
my feet up and be a lady.
Right.
So that submission can be that. That doesn't mean it's not strong.
Right.
Because, you know, like, my dude, he thinks I'm one of the strongest women, period. Of course you think I'm strong, because I am. So
You
that
are
doesn't
strong.
mean that I have to, like, puff up to do that.
Right.
So submission, I think also we kind of got to unpack that really quick and what submission looks like. It's not every kind of food you like. Even shout out to Vanessa.
Shout out to
That's
Vanessa
my
Bill Calloway.
and Ashley Calloway. That's my sis. You know, we just
Right.
had that's my family right there. But I believe in that. Like, I'm gonna make your plate. I'm gonna get your drink or whatever you want. Just like you're gonna carry my luggage. You're gonna take out the trash. Like, why aren't those things not?
So you're saying
know?
you're saying you believe in submission, but it seems like you believe that everybody's got to be a little submissive from the.
As I get older, I learn the power of it. I learn the power of it. But I'm also not trying to prove anything. So a lot of times women are trying to prove to themselves that they're strong.
Right.
Or prove to the man that you're not gonna, you know, I'm not in that place. I just am. And I know my energy if it goes there. So
Right.
I don't even need, I need to stay away.
Nah, I get it. You know what? I gotta be honest with you. We gotta clap for somebody real quick. Clap for this guy that Miss Diddy is dating, because you know what I'm saying? She said she makes the plate. That's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? You come home and nice plate of oxtails right there, you know, from somebody that was in Forbes, like the Forbes and the oxtails.
See what I'm saying?
I'm just
Ain't
saying.
nothing like that feeling.
You know what I'm saying? That's dope,
She
though.
ain't you know what I'm
Forbes
saying?
and the oxtail plate. So in that the dynamic that you're talking about, how do you feel like black men can be more supportive, more available, more
Such a good conversation, man.
more interested, more
interested
into black women? How can we do that?
First of all, I think they need to look back at their mothers and understand, like, what it took to raise a black man, you know? And a lot of black men love their mothers, but the disconnect is with the black woman that they're with. And it's weird to me, because it's like, well, you looking at and can't nobody disrespect your mama, and you'll do all this and something happen with your mama and some more. But it's like, that black woman is the same thing. She's possibly a mother. She might be your
Hey, auntie.
My auntie.
Hey, how you doing?
See, now you So, you know, I think that you just said something really important. They need to become more interested. And there's so much facade and like this whole beauty concept, when like the beauty is within, and it's what we have the ability to do. Like, we raise kings, or we are able to stand next to you during things. Like, can't nobody go through anything with you like a black woman can.
You know what's crazy? Is sometimes I feel myself feeling for the sisters in LA. I'll tell you why.
Please do.
Where I'm from in Louisiana, Gardier, where they don't walk down the streets with
On a gang.
AK-47s and all of that. Just that doesn't happen. Hope you guys don't go see
No
that
red
video.
bandanas
No
around
red
the
bandana.
face.
Well, no, I've never seen it. Where I'm from in Louisiana, there's not a ton of diversity in terms of like ethnic diversity, right? So there's black guys, and then there's white people, and then there's a small group of Asians, and maybe some more Latinos now. But when I was growing up, none. It was really just black. A lot of brothers, when they come out to LA, they start wilding. And in terms of their relationships with black women, because they start finding some sort of beauty outside of black women.
For sure.
And like, you hear people say exotics and foreigns
it.
and all of that stuff. And like, a lot of times when you go to the clubs out here, that's what what you see.
Yeah.
And shout out to all of my homies that do that.
Nah, we could unpack, because trust me, I had a conversation with them too.
Right. So what is that like as a black woman, seeing brothers out here, seeing guys out here, and seeing
I feel
them
bad for
with
black
all of these
women with that.
different choices, and then maybe sometimes not choosing black women?
I feel bad for women like that, even in employment.
Sure.
Even in employment in nightlife.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have these discussions too. You know, it's like, and I feel bad because I'm not excluding myself from that conversation, but the one up that I have, and I'm not saying I have a one up over black women, so understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The one up you have is when you're a successful black woman, so you can always kind of put that before. Right. So like my voice matters.
Right.
What I say matters. My influence matters, but it matters because of I put the work in that for that to matter. But that doesn't mean this black woman's everything doesn't matter. It's just she's not Miss Diddy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's unfair. It's really unfair. And like also men that come out here, they've never seen women that look like the women in LA. I have it's the most beautiful. I'm just saying all across the board, like
without a doubt.
Thank you so much, because people I'm like, no, it's not anywhere else. Only because you could be a 10 back in South Carolina, and you come out here and you a 2.5, 3.
Right. Yeah.
And you'll be reminded of that quickly.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's the excitement of it all. It's the fact that there's only one Hollywood in the world, and it happens to be here. So everyone's trying to look like something, be like something, you know? And I feel bad for the black woman, and I'm not sure how to fully fix it. I try to showcase my beauty in my work ethic to the best of my ability, and maybe that inspires in some way. But you know what's crazy? Because I'll go to like New York, which I have family in New York, but I'll go to like New York and I'm like a unicorn out there. Like they're like, you are such a pretty black girl. I'm like, I don't understand what that really like means.
That's an insult, by the way.
Right, but like
because the baseline of that is that most black women
are not, or that the mixed girls are prettier than and it's like for me, all girls from Compton literally look just like me. All my friends, we all pretty much look alike. And I always tell people that like, yo, all Compton girls look like this, or all LA girls that are black, we all kind of, to me, we all really like look alike. Right. So
I mean, ain't nothing finer than a sister from Brooklyn or like South Louisiana, where it's really black people.
Just a black woman.
Yeah, Detroit too. Detroit got
beautiful black women.
In Detroit and Brooklyn, and then down.
Shout out to Cash Doll.
Cash Doll. Shout out to Cash Doll.
Just shout out to Cash Doll.
So, do you work with a lot of female industry types as well? Is it easier working with the males or the females?
Maybe men, but.
Why you say that? Why would that be?
I'm trying to think, because no, it goes both ways. So men call me in more than anything, but men also aren't always going to publicly acknowledge how much a woman does for them. You can't. Wow. It's like if I'm a guy, I could be like, yo, the bro brought me on, like the bro been holding me down, post it up publicly, but like you can't be like, oh, Miss Diddy, the woman saved my life and called so-and-so and got so-and-so on the song and did all of this, because it almost, as it's not weak at all, but it almost can make you feel like I needed a woman to do this.
Right. And that's a fascinating concept right there. Sucks. How do you deal with that, knowing that you've done so much to somebody that then has maybe a problem inherently and giving you the credit that you deserve?
I just trust God, because that stuff can make you bitter, can make you old, and it can age you, and you can lose focus of the bigger picture and what's important. And what's important is you may not give that credit, but like I made Forbes, so it's like it's all good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can't be stopped.
I can't be stopped. So like I love when like Puff really goes on his movement about women. And like saying, how women work in his company and really bigging it up. Shout out to Puff, because it's like reminds people, like, first of all, we work really hard, and there's no one more loyal than a woman.
Right. That's the thing.
We don't want to take your spot because you're a man.
The thing is that the real thing about women is that they are loyal.
We love you. We're loyal.
They are loyal. Like the difference between like men. We're loyal to one another, right? But the only reason why we're loyal to one another is because we don't fuck over each other like we fuck over women. So like there are ways that you disrespect your girl or other people like that. And you would never disrespect one of your homeboys.
And be the main person talking about.
Yeah. You would never disrespect one of your homeboys. You wouldn't talk to your homeboy like that.
I ain't doing that.
You wouldn't do any of that stuff like that, right? But so the loyalty between men is almost not even tested as much because of the way it goes. But women, just the way it goes, you put them through the ringer, and even your mama, You put them through the ringer, and they stick around. This is why.
And they be talking to him crazy. That's why I don't deal with no man talking to me crazy.
This is why Drake will always be
win.
the -- rapper in the world. He decides to hang it up because Drake
Period.
has put he's invested into women.
It'll
Drake has
win.
invested into women.
Always win.
Like the dudes, they bop out to your shit for a couple years, and then the next guy comes and they bop out to him.
I still listen. I just had on Take Care 2 days ago getting dressed.
Right.
Albums ago.
That's a long one. You went back for that, man.
But I go back. I listen to Drake more than I listen to any other artist.
Because I mean, Drake says he doesn't even. This is what I like about Drake. Drake doesn't even fuck around. Drake goes, "Here's a song for you to get ready to." Put that fucking and work it, girl. So when you're in the fucking mirror and like you getting ready and Drake's talking to you, you can listen to that song till you 65 years old.
You can be in the mirror and work it.
You know what I'm saying? So that I'm saying he's loyal to women,
Shout
women
out
are
to
loyal
Drake.
to him. Why is that such a hard thing for men to kind of
because it's an ego pride thing. I think that when you get past that and you understand the power in not having that, you can do that. Like, it's nothing more. It's no bigger investment than a woman.
Right.
So crazy. A woman's gonna go make the money and come back with the money. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do it every time. You know, it's as long as you have a smart woman, because also women are teachable, and men have to remember that that's their roles and their jobs is to teach us. So like, if you teach any man has the ability to teach any woman how to be his woman. You know what I mean? And men don't know that because the ego and the pride stems from the insecurities and them not being secure and them not getting everything that they needed as a kid for them to grow to be the man that they really need to be to a woman.
Right.
So like, even with me, I feel like men always say to me like, man, I wouldn't even know how to mess with you, Diddy. I don't even know how. It's like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know?
You like that? Yeah, they like that voice right there. See how she just like put all men in the same stupid voice box like
you
that.
You so hate the voices?
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, but what I will say about this is that like the male ego has become actually dangerous.
Totally.
And it's dangerous to women emotionally. It's dangerous to women physically.
Yes, it is.
I just saw the most disgusting video I've ever seen before in my life. Did you see this video?
Which one? Because I can't watch them.
There's a guy. We're not gonna play the video.
No.
But there was a girl and she was pulling a prank on her boyfriend, like she was gonna break up with him or something like that. And after she pulled the prank, like he took off on her.
No.
And like I think about that. That at some point in his life, this black man was taught that his emotional hurt was worth doing physical pain to a woman. And all of these things that we're talking about when women reject men and then they get attacked or all of these things, these are all because of the danger of the male ego. It's dangerous in a lot of different ways. Give women who want to be in this business some tips and tools on how to deal with men and their ego.
First of all, know and love God. Just please.
Word.
That's off rip. Second, all you can do is grow yourself up to be as mature as you can, as mentally strong as you can, and to be as respectable as you can.
Right.
Because a lot of things you'll need to not say, and you'll need to have the patience for it to come all the way around.
Oh wow! So you got to play the long game.
Sometimes you have to play the long game, and that's maturity.
Right.
And it always works out. It always works out as long as you keep your integral piece intact. But it's also knowing that being loud doesn't mean that you're being heard.
Right.
So it's getting out of the thought of the fight to be in the room, or the fight to be it's this fight thing that happens, and that fight can look a different way. Also, someone told me, actually my ex told me this, always first learn the person you're sitting across. People go in with their own, preconceived notions and all that type of stuff. No, sit and learn that person, and then you'll know how to handle them. Then you'll know how to deal with them.
There's no really blueprint for it. It's a thing that has to do with the individual.
Absolutely, 100%. There's men that I know can't take my my 100% true to them.
Yeah.
I know it'll bruise their ego.
Right.
And I care more about that because I don't want you leaving broken and insecure than my ability to get this off with you.
Right.
Because sometimes they not going to even understand what you said anyway, and you still be the bad guy.
Right,
So it's
yeah.
You try to get all this off, and it's like they still left, not even like understanding what you're saying because they don't have the capacity to take it.
Tell me about the biggest time that you failed and what you learned. Like a time where you tried to do some shit didn't go right. My God, Miss Diddy is 100 for 100. She's never failed before. What's going on?
I really be.
You really be executing out here.
I really be Kobe MJ out here. I really. It's tough to win at a high level for so long.
Nigga, you out your mind.
I swear, I'm really thinking.
I really been.
You really could run it down.
Like it's tough to be winning as long as I've been winning.
No, you could run it down. Like it's over 10 years, almost 15 years.
And you haven't been taking no L's out here.
I ain't. So
how about this then? Let's say you were to lose, how would you get back on the horse?
And I believe in God. I really be believing in God. So it's like hard for me to perceive something as like an L. I go through things. I've been through a couple lawsuits that I felt like I still ain't learned what my lesson was from it.
Right.
Pissed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I learned that jealousy is real. And I learned that I have to figure out how to navigate through that sometimes because it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
So L's, I don't know, man. I really be dunking out.
I've taken L's before.
What's your L? Tell me. So maybe
So I give you an early L. It's a Van story. No names.
No names.
Nah, people gonna get pissed off. Cause like people gonna get pissed off. So there's a girl that I had always seen, right? I had seen, this is going back to like early Louisiana.
Okay, just tell me what type of girl. Like what type of girl is she? Like
Beautiful.
She work in the industry?
No. We're going back to like 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
Like beautiful girl, amazing woman then and even now.
Look at you.
Amazing woman then and even now. Don't have too much
blushing.
Content. Nah, I mean I'm on some different shit now, but like just amazing woman. So I think maybe my first girlfriend, like my first real girlfriend, right? Head over heels in her, in love with her.
Right.
Excuse me. Not in her.
Clear that up.
Like head over heels in love with her, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine, to the point to where even after you break up with somebody, I broke up with someone and then fell in real love with somebody else. But this chick was still like someone who I would come back to, and we were kind of like in the same crew, same group of friends or whatever.
I think there's a lot of guys that look at me like that.
Yeah, right. So like, but it was always a thing to whenever everybody went out, she would kind of be with me, and it was almost like an understood thing in the crew. So I go to college, and I go all the way to college in North Louisiana, and me and my boy, my homeboy Ryan, I can say his name, we go to college in North Louisiana. We go, and we're living a completely different life. I actually go to college with my then girlfriend and my best friend. So we all go to Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
Me, my girlfriend, my best friend, we all go to Louisiana Tech. I'm up there for about 2 years, and I transferred back down to Southern. While I was gone, this girl, like my first girlfriend who I really loved, had sex with one of my homeboys. Okay? Now, what happened was that I wasn't even really so much mad about that.
Okay.
What I was mad about was that, remember, this is a different van.
Right.
So this is van at like 330 pounds, and this is we gotta protect van type of deal. Like, van don't get a bunch of chicks, you know what I'm saying? So this is a different van. This is a different van. Everybody hit it.
Right.
So
hid it.
Yeah,
not hit
No,
it.
not hit it.
Gosh.
Not everybody hit it, but everybody hid it from me, right?
Yeah.
No one, there wasn't anyone that came up to me and was like, "Yo, Van, just to let you know, while you was gone, this happened."
Going down. And
do you know who told me?
Who?
She told me.
Okay.
Because out of all of my friends,
shout out to her,
the only person that couldn't stand, seriously, the only person that couldn't stand to deal with this every single time. I remember I came over to her crib one day and we were sitting down there, we were hanging out, and she was like, "Yo, I'm super hungry." And I was like, "Yo, I got $3, but I'll go to McDonald's and get what I can for you." And
that's sweet.
She was like, "Seriously?" I was like, yeah. But I was joking, but I was serious. I was like, just like if I leave here and then I don't have enough gas to get home, you're gonna have to come pick me up.
I was going, yeah.
Yeah, and she laughed. She goes, you don't have to do it. I'm like, no, if you're hungry, I will. And so I went and I got her the food, and then a couple of days later, she called me up and she told me the whole thing. And then she was very upset, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember she was like, yo, just after a couple of nights, I just couldn't. And so I get on the phone.
Did this happen once?
Yeah, it was just one time.
Okay.
So I get on the phone and I start wilding.
On your homeboy.
Oh my God!
He also owes you $3.
Why he owes me?
Going to McDonald's, like it's a lot of things going on.
So I get on the phone and I start wilding.
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy's my brother to this day.
Yeah.
Still, everybody's cool, but I start wilding. I'm like, yo, how could you? And then I start wilding on the rest of these.
Yeah,
niggas.
that's me. I'm that person.
I start going, yo, how in the fuck would y'all not let this go down? How would y'all tell? Well, how would this? How did this not get to me? And I realized something.
Okay.
What I realized in that situation was anytime you exude weakness to someone, rather than be honest with someone, rather than be honest with you, they'll try to protect you. And they'll baby you and they'll pacify you. The reason why, were they wrong to have kept it from me? I think so. But the reason why they were doing it was
because
for me.
For sure.
So the reality was, it wasn't about their weakness, it was about mine. It was about the fact that I had to be somebody that you can get shit off your chest to. I have to be someone that's mentally and emotionally strong enough. I have to be that. I don't have to feign like I'm that. I don't have to pretend like I'm that. I have to be someone to where you could be like, yo, my G, come over here real quick. Let me talk to you. Something happened. To where I'm not going to shut the door in the room with some little Debbie cakes for the rest of the whole weekend and just go insane. Now, it took me a long time to realize that, like, a lot of times the way people treat you, they're actually adapting to what your own weakness.
Totally.
And not that it's wrong to have emotions or that it's wrong to have feelings, but it is, to me, weak to care about things that don't really matter. Like,
that's relative, though.
How do you mean?
Because what matters to you might not matter as much to me, and vice versa.
That's true.
And it's hard because I've hurt people's feelings non-intentionally, just being like, bro, it's real stuff going on, and you're talking about that.
No, you're very right about that.
You know,
but the least you can do, and the least you can do with people is share things with them that you know that they would want to know. Like, they will all know, because
did you want to know that? Because that's I have friends that if I seen they do, hey, he right here, I'm finna put him on the phone. He got a whole new girl, another girl right here. I handle her. She got a problem, but I'm right here. And there's some friends where I'd be like, I never saw that. And I would never,
they can't handle it.
Because they can't handle it.
See,
and they don't want to know.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. That's a big thing. But what I said is, I aspire to be in my life. I was at one point someone who wouldn't have wanted to know. Yeah. But I aspire in my life to be someone who wants the ugly truth out of everything.
Yeah, same.
Like, I want to be strong enough to where if something like that happens, then you just give it to me,
because it's life.
Because it's life.
It's life.
And you know, it was Southern University.
Did you apologize to all the homies that you banged on behind this?
What you mean?
Did you apologize to your friends that you went off on because they didn't tell you?
No. What?
I want to publicly apologize to the homies.
No. I don't know. Wait. We all still brothers, but I don't owe them no apology. If anything,
apologize.
They should still be apologizing to me. That shit wasn't right, man.
It was right. They did it for all the right reasons.
Something. I was literally, at that time in my life, one girl every 4 years, maybe. I would come up on a new one. It took me that long to kind of get, come on, man, let me have mine.
You're what sign even?
Aries.
That's why you're you're an intense person.
Right, and I feel like moments like that, rather than take them and make them about all your homeboys or about all women, or make them about yourself. Because the reality is that now in life, I have parameters where people know, if nothing else about me, they can be completely and totally honest and who they are. I'm not going to judge or find a reason to hate or find a reason. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, but it's not going to hurt me. is not gonna hurt me.
And if it hurts, that's fine too.
Well, I mean, yeah. If it hurts, that's fine too. But it's it's not gonna hurt. I don't get hurt, man.
Yeah. Okay. He's crying.
No. But moving off that story, which is gonna get me in trouble with a lot of people, by the way. But y'all know who y'all are. I
want to apologize.
Yeah. Where's this going? All of these jewels that you've dropped, all of these things that you've learned, what's the end goal?
I don't have an end goal.
You don't?
No, I never wanted to have an end goal. I rarely have real actual goals. I know that sounds crazy.
Wow, that does sound crazy for someone who's achieved so much success.
Right.
Not ever goals. You just
I follow God and what I'm supposed to do. So I mean goals like, okay, I'm going to do Toasty Young Hollywood, my event. Okay, so now we know I need to do this, and that. So that's different. But like, I don't have real I never did a vision board. I've never, put things up. This is what I think that I wrap them up around in my head. I do a lot of things in my brain, but I don't have a real true this is where I want to go. Because if I do that, I fool around and actually go do something else. That's the beauty of being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people get wrapped up in curating who they want themselves to be. So it's like you lose the authenticity trying to be this.
Is a family and kids in the future and all of that
Heck
stuff?
yeah, got to.
Right.
I mean, ideally, I think it's having children. Nothing is attractive about it to me. They're expensive.
Right.
You don't know if you're gonna like them.
What are you talking about? What do you? Okay, let's. People that don't like their kids.
You think that all parents like their raggedy kids? Look, first of all, it's a personality thing. Do I love you? Yes.
Right.
Me and my daddy didn't like each other for some years. and I understand now as a woman, he didn't like me, I ain't like him. It's personality. It doesn't mean that it's and me and him is this now.
Right.
I had to mature, he had to mature. So it's personality. It's I don't want to potentially be paying for somebody I don't like. Because I might not like you.
What age can you decide that you don't like a kid? What's an appropriate age?
You know what? I'm gonna be real. It's definitely a 2 or 3. Because their personalities is coming through.
John just freaked out. So
kid?
John, you don't have any kids, right? I don't think anyone in this room. Anyone? You have kids?
Has a kid. Yeah,
you kid. Pass Auntie the mic real quick.
Oh, hold on, because it's going not too long.
Pass Auntie the mic real quick. I wanna know some. Are there kids that you have? How many kids you got?
1.
You got 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there times where you haven't liked this kid before?
See, say the truth.
I think the question that you should ask me is, no, you're not in charge. What you should ask me is, I have 1 biological, but she's like my daughter, and there's another one.
Okay.
And every other week, I don't like any of them. That's the question that you should ask me.
I got you. So, 2 years old though.
2 or 3, and because. Not it depends on the type of personality they have. They grow. I know my kid by 2 gonna be the exact person. I already know. By 2, I was teaching my older brothers how to tie their shoes. If you have my parents on here,
now remember now,
I was a 30-year-old person.
Now remember, you don't know what you were like at 2.
I do. They tell me.
Right. They tell you, but even when they tell you, they're telling you the best version of yourself.
That's my point.
And they're saying, yo, that's like my. I talk to my brothers and they'll stuff yo, just let you know, man. Right now, your niece can do advanced algebra. She is a genius. I'm telling you, she's something special. We've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And I get over to the crib and I'm like, hey, let's do some long division. She's like, what's division? I'm like, your dad told me that you could do advanced algebra and shit like that. The reality is that we see the best parts of our children.
But that's my point.
So your parents, when your parents was really telling you that, they was really telling you that to bury deep how much they fucking hated your ass when you was 2.
Also, I want to say this. I'm a businesswoman, right? So I'm totally into ROI. I'm totally into return on investment. If I'm spending money on you for 10 years straight,
what the fuck,
so that means you're 10 years old. Nah, this the real stuff that people don't talk about. By 10 years, and you're 10 years old, I want money back. No. I want. Thank you,
John is with it.
I want money back. I've been giving you money for 10 years.
How is a 10-year-old give you money back?
Unconditionally giving you money that you don't even know how to appreciate yet.
So what would
I want it back?
What would constitute you getting it back though? Like you
They
don't
gotta figure something out. They gotta figure something out because in life you gotta figure it out.
So
I figured my life out.
So are you gonna come to the kid on his 8th birthday and go like, yo, I'm not gonna
you got
lie.
2 years. You got 2 years, bro, to figure this out.
2 years, you gotta
I'm
make
charging
something
my
shake.
kid. First of all, I was on my own since I was like 17, 18, and always been on my own. I haven't asked for a red penny cent dime from any of my elders since I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
No piece of it. Truth. I want my money back. So what I'm saying is they gotta figure life out. Mm-hmm. Parents be having their old grown kids in their crib still, paying for them, all of that. It's like, and you ain't even taught them enough of how to be on their own. Mm-hmm. And then they still think you owe them money. You know how hard it is to make $1 in America? Like it's not an easy thing to make $1, let alone enough to take care of you, and you're ungrateful and you're drinking orange juice out. Like, no, I want my money back. 10 years old, you better have a plan about something in life. You could figure out something at 10.
Right. And then you can, so is this a situation where you're going to come to your 10-year-old's room first of the month?
Yeah,
Hey,
I need
hey,
that.
my nigga, rent due.
First of all kids by a certain age, if you're still in definitely teenage, you need to be paying rent.
No, it's funny.
Whether your parents need it or not. It's how you teach kids responsibility.
I remember when I moved out of me and my homeboy was roommates. I moved out. I was staying with my dad, right? My parents had got divorced or whatever. And my dad was staying in the house and I was staying with my dad. And I was like, yo, Dad, I want my old room back. Have your old room back. And it's like, yeah, come back, have an old room.
Yeah.
No mention of anything.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come back.
son, we still got the furniture in here. You know what I'm saying? We got we have your own room back. I'll go back, have the old room back, and then I remember he comes up to the door. He goes, all right, yeah, you've been here for about, I don't know, 20, 25 days.
Ha!
Let Daddy hold 300. I was like, 300 what?
25 days.
I was like, 300 what? It's like, come on, boy.
Yeah.
Wait, what does this look like?
What?
Like, come on, man. You a man now.
You're a man
and my dad
now.
would say something to me, and this is, people always have, they ask like, when do you become a man? What does age make you a man? Does responsibility make you a man? My dad would say, this is what makes you a man. He's like, it's very simple. It's a very simple rule. A man does not take care of another man. A man doesn't take care of another man. So what my dad was actually doing by demanding this from me, and he didn't do it all the time, was giving me the opportunity to take care of myself because he couldn't respect me if he had to take care of me. Now, my father loves me and will love me and will give me anything that I need, but I'm up in this house 23, 24 years old. He can't respect me if he has to take care of me, and he wants to respect his son. He wants me to have my manhood at that point. So
that's amazing.
Right.
You posted him today.
I did post him today, and I posted him today, and I asked who looks better out of me and my dad. And you fucking fucked up people on Instagram won't let me live.
Did you added your little brother in that commentary?
I didn't add my little brother into the comment. I'm not posting my little brother at 2 and asking who looks better.
I think the narrative was that.
But I will tell you this though, he light skinned, so he like a lot of people are probably gonna look. Don't he look light?
He looked light. He looked like he may not be light now though.
Let me ask you a question. He is light now. Let's go ahead and ask this question. You looked at the three of us. Me, my dad, my brother.
Yeah.
Do you have questions?
No.
Okay.
I always have questions actually about family stuff. I be breaking up everything.
All right now. Some might. Anyway, but
he couldn't respect you. He had to teach you responsibility. And what he was teaching you was responsibility out in the world.
Right.
Because we forget, it's a whole world that you're putting your kids into. And one bad decision can cost everything.
Yeah.
Not having sense, not being smart. Smart is behavior. Those things, hopefully you can teach them that, you know?
I would like to point something out about this situation.
Yeah.
My dad was doing this to me at 24.
Yeah. I was already paying all my bills at 24.
Yeah. You said 10.
10. Yeah. Okay. 10.
Right.
So 10, you got to have a plan. right.
Right.
You gotta figure out how you gonna start paying me some rent.
Okay. Right. At some point. Well, do you want to have boys or girls?
I want one boy and one girl, ideally.
Right.
I want a boy first and a girl second.
If you can only pick one gender that you could have.
I need both. I wouldn't have one child. I think that's selfish. No judgment on anybody that has one child, and some people can only have one child. Right. So I don't want anyone to take what I'm saying. I'm saying for me personally, I have siblings. I think it's important to have siblings because there's one day your parents not going to be there, and you hope that you have some siblings that kind of like they're your lifelong friends.
All right. Last question. A lot of people.
I have a question for you. Once your last question.
Okay. A lot of people are watching this. I meet so many young black women that want to be you. Like so many young black women that want to be able to have a foothold in LA.
Yeah.
They want to have a career. They want to be self-sufficient. They want to be vibrant. They want to be everywhere. They want to be glamorous. They want to be all of this. So many women out here that want to be you. If you just had one piece of advice for them, one piece of business advice for them, what
See, you said business because you knew what I was going to say.
God.
And it's still going to be that. It's still going to be that.
It's God.
You got to see, the reason why it's hard to define me because I asked God for my purpose. So it's not like I can go do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Because my purpose is people. So you want to be whatever you want to be, you got to ask God what he requires of you. Because you could have been called to be an attorney in this lifetime by him, and then you actually ended up being a really successful doctor.
Right.
He's going to judge you on what he called you to be. He's going to judge you on the fact that you're supposed to be an attorney.
Wow.
And that's why I'm adamant about that conversation about God.
What if someone told you that they don't believe in God? Then what would you say?
Had that plenty of times.
So what would you say?
Just plant a seed. I'm not a Bible basher. I don't believe in that. I think that's not how Jesus Christ gave his gospel. You know what I mean? I think that you got to plant a seed. I worked in an insurance company, and I had Otto Ramirez. He worked there, and he actually was an atheist, but like kind of on the side of kind of a little satanic. He became one of my greatest friends when I worked in insurance. And when God released me from that job is the moment when he came to me and said, I started doing that prayer thing that you was saying, like I see what you mean now. Like I feel like, you know what I mean?
Very rarely on a podcast do people ask me questions, so go for it.
My question is going to get a little lighter. Top 3 favorite West Coast artists.
Top
LA
3 favorites, just LA period?
Yeah.
Any genre?
Okay, yes.
Any genre, okay. So my top 3 favorite West Coast artists.
And then your favorite new generation, like this generation West Coast artists. Because I feel like you don't go back.
All right, so my top 3 of all time is obviously Pac.
Okay.
I love Pac. I love, we're going to go to the Bay.
Okay, I knew you. That's why I said LA, but go ahead.
No. If you want me to keep it to LA.
But let me hear your Bay, because I feel like it's going to be an old schooler.
Razzcast.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it was just
Razzcast was hard.
Razzcast was hard.
Still hard, bro.
If it was those guys, it would be a Pac, Razzcast, and Corrupt. Right. It would be Pac, Razzcast, and Corrupt.
Corrupt's mine.
Now if we're talking about the new school,
Love Corrupt.
my favorite West Coast rapper is Vince Staples.
Really? Why? Because of him in general, right?
No, it's not. People say that.
He's so good.
Vince, I really feel like Vince the music is ill. The music is amazing. The music is eclectic. It's lyrical. It's multi-layered.
Yeah, it is.
It's deep. It's fun.
And it's real.
And
it's
like
real.
Vince checks every single box as far as your musical experience. Shout out to Adib, because Adib put me on this guy, Buddy.
Shout out to Adib. That's my brother.
Like Buddy.
Buddy, oh hell yeah.
Fuck with Buddy heavy right now.
1500 and nothing?
Listen to Buddy every day. And the third guy, RJ.
RJ. Go up.
RJ,
play about RJ.
30 in the middle.
Come on now.
Like RJ. Those are the guys I fuck with.
Yeah.
And obviously, everyone listens to Kendrick. Everyone listens. Shout out to Top and everybody.
Top
Schoolboy. All of those
Schoolboy.
guys. I don't even have to name them because it's understood. J-Rock.
Hey, we got so many
Nip,
artists out here. Nipsey. Come on, let's be
Nip is
serious
on top
about
of it
this.
right now. So shout out to all of those guys. But if you're going to ask me about the guys that people don't talk about as much. I'm not saying they don't talk about Vince as much, but
No, you're right.
like new school guys, those dudes.
Dude, that's so fair.
Yeah, those
Vince
dudes.
also transcends to be a really it's tough to be a West Coast artist and like be able to be, I'm not gonna say commercial, I mean like a festival artist.
Yeah.
It's tough. We don't get the respect that we deserve, but everybody want to be here and be like.
Who are your top artists now? So
My top West Coast artists.
Yeah. Top
It's
West
tough
Coast.
because
By the way,
I love all my West Coast
just
artists.
to let you know, this is probably one of the ones that's gonna go on the gram.
Okay.
So your top West Coast artists.
Dang, man, that's tough, dog, because I'm so serious
New
about
school. So I
about
did new
the
school,
guys,
you do new school.
About the guys, but like you gotta say Janae Aiko.
Yeah.
Dang, really top three. Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Period. This is so unfair. I'm gonna say Eric Bellinger.
Oh, okay. Eric Bellinger is amazing.
Yeah, that's my family.
Yeah, Eric
Yeah.
Bellinger is amazing. Eric Bellinger is a crazy talented guy.
He's his work ethic is unmatched.
Mhm.
His ability is unmatched.
With the pen and with the
Eric
voice and with everything.
has 3 albums right now ready to go.
Wow.
He's the most consistent. He's
Yeah.
absolutely more consistent than probably any
Yeah.
he is.
He
so
does his
Eric
thing.
Bellinger.
He does his thing.
Yeah.
So I think the takeaway from this entire interview that we had with Miss Diddy is that if you have the privilege and the honor of being born her child, get ready for a tough life.
Yeah.
It's gonna is
Run me my money.
Is it like
Shout out to AV from Compton.
Right.
Run me my money.
It's gonna be a tough life. It's gonna be a tough life. You listen, man. You're one of these people that at the red pill. We gotta protect you, man. Make sure you keep winning.
Thank you.
We do. We gotta make sure you keep
appreciate
winning
that.
because it's always amazing vibes, and we talk about
Always.
like the women in this city that I'm protecting at all costs.
Wow.
You, Echo,
Echo.
Karen.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
all costs.
I appreciate that.
The
man.
oracles right there.
Yeah,
like you,
for sure.
Echo, Karen.
We do a lot.
Y'all do a lot.
We do a lot for a lot of people.
And y'all, you know what's funny is like y'all hit me up, put different opportunities on the
Yeah, we
table
do.
and all of that stuff like that.
People
Like,
never know
yeah.
how hard we silently work for people.
Right. Just to bring people together, man.
Just to bring people together.
So I got you, sister. I appreciate you coming, stepping with us. Yeah, give it up for Miss Diddy, everybody, man.
Give it up for where'd
John?
Cat go?
Cat left. Cat couldn't fucking handle it when you said that the 10-year-old had to pay rent.
Yeah.
and, like Cat was like, Cat couldn't handle it.
She had to go on her.
John, I just want everyone to know, John is my guy.
Yeah.
John
What
made a-
about Austin?
John made Austin John made a shocking admission today on the podcast.
Yeah,
right?
he did. John, but we're gonna protect you too. Just
John, we're gonna protect
not like
you.
he protects the black women because it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not
But
the
we're
same,
gonna
but
protect
We're gonna
you.
protect you, John.
And I got the Bloods and Crips, so like we could protect you all the way.
That's true, by the way.
I do.
Yeah, that's true, by the way. By the way, next time you come, I'm gonna ask you about that. I'm looking to
Yeah.
I'm looking to choose a gang. I need to know which one I'm gonna
Okay,
choose.
I'll give you the pros and cons.
Yeah, because I'm
I'll give you
like
the pros
'cause
and cons.
at this point I've been unaffiliated for too long.
Yeah.
Like when I ride
Not-
through Compton, I'm like, yo, man, which side should I be on? You know
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
a lot
saying?
of sides over
Who do
there.
I need to be? Or maybe perhaps, hold on, here's a third option. Maybe I start my own gang.
Maybe you,
know what I mean?
maybe
Maybe
that
we
won't
do-
work.
But maybe we choose a soft pastel color that we
Yeah,
know no one else
we-
will actually wear.
What color? Because we have all colors. Purples, grape street.
I haven't seen anybody wear no teal.
Just it's a little light. It's a little light blue.
Who wears the
And
who?
you got light blue.
Which gang wears light blue? I haven't seen the teal gang.
Orange. Hold on.
I haven't seen them yet.
No, it's a light blue. We got somebody's a light blue.
I'm sure they wear light
But we
blue.
also got Spanish gangs. They take up the colors too.
But there's got to be a
Brown.
color that I can have for my gang. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
And we don't jump people in my gang. We hug them in.
I don't know. I don't want to do it.
I know.
I want to stay true to the tradition of how.
we hug them in, man. Because I don't like violence, though.
I don't.
Polka dots. That's what I'm talking about, Auntie.
The polka dots.
Polka dots. Polka dots, man. Polka dots. Playa Vista Polka Dot Gang. Playa Vista Polka Dot Gang.
Stop. Man. Well, it's hard to get in this building, so possibly.
PVPG.
PVPG.
PVPG. We repping.
Yeah, that might work out.
All jokes aside, last thing I'm going to say, man, y'all come through Playa Vista, y'all going to get taxed. Playa Vista Polka Dots, man. Come through Playa Vista. Fuck with me if you want.
Okay.
I'm not fucking around, man. We got everybody in this gang is in the gang. Miss Diddy is in the gang right now.
I'm not, because I don't want any of the gangs that I am.
Playa Vista Polka Dot Gang. So when you come through, we throwing that up, man.
What color is the polka dot? But it's what polka dots? Because you can make.
Is what do you say? Black and pink polka dots.
I don't.